my privilege and honor to be serving as moderator, filling some very, very big shoes for Dr. Robin Leach on an interim basis. And congratulations to the teams who have made it this far, and congratulations to all of the teams who have participated today with us. A couple of housekeeping matters before we get started. I will recognize you, because we are in the final rounds, by calling your name. Please wait for me to call your name before answering. If you do not wait for me to call your name, I can't take your answer, and I will bounce the question to the other team. There is no consultation on toss-up questions. You may use nonverbal indicators if you want to move forward with your buzzer, something like that. That's fine, but no looking at each other, and certainly no giving each other the answers. Madam Scorekeeper, do you have all the information that you need?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Bonuses, I need you to be answering within 3 seconds, and I need to hear from the captain unless he designates someone. You will hear time from our timekeeper. I will say captain, and at that point I need an answer pretty much immediately. We have done a buzzer check. Madam Scorekeeper will provide an announcement of our score after each question. We will go to halftime after 10 questions, at which point we will have a cumulative score check. Are there any questions or any issues before? Yes, please turn off your cell phones, your Palms, your Blueberries, your Blackberries, your Halle Berries. Please make sure to turn those off as to not disturb our participants. Any other questions or issues before we get started? This is a winner-take-all, so whoever wins this round wins the whole thing. Okay. Best of luck to both teams. We will start with toss-up number 1. In January 2015, this founder of the Stand Up to Washington PAC hosted the prayer rally, The Response. Jay Dardan serves under this governor, who was lambasted for saying that areas of Europe were Muslim-controlled no-go zones. For 10 points, name Alexander.
Chris Christie.
That's incorrect, and an interruption. For 10 points, name this Indian-American leader of Louisiana. Mark.
Bobby Jindal.
That is correct for 10 points. Your bonus in 3 parts. This daughter of Belus was married to Sicasus, whose murder prompted her to leave Phoenicia. For 10 points each. Part A. Name this queen who was the mythical founder of Carthage.
Ida Furtherwell.
Dido.
That's correct. Part B. Dido's torrid love affair with this hero landed her in Dante's second circle of hell. This man abandons her, travels to Italy, and fights the Latins in an epic named for him.
Aeneas.
That's correct for 10 points. And Part C. Aeneas is a warrior from this city, which is besieged by the Greeks in the Iliad. It finally fell after taking in a booby-trapped wooden horse.
Troy.
Well done, 30 points.
We have -5 for Chiles and then 10 plus 30 for the bonus for Maclay.
Thank you. Toss-up number 2, everyone ready? Pearson's R measures this property and ranges between -1 and 1, where 1 represents the... Alexander?
Correlation.
That's correct, and that is a power. Here comes your bonus in 3 parts. Dr. Joseph Warren was killed during this battle. For 10 points each. Part A. Name this Pyrrhic victory for the British over colonial troops led by Israel Putnam and William Prescott, which, despite its name, took place on Breed's Hill.
Bunker Hill. Battle of Bunker Hill.
Yes, that's correct. Part B. The battle took place on this peninsula north of Boston proper.
Cape Cod Peninsula.
That's incorrect. It's Charlestown. And Part C. This participant in the battle later led a 1786 uprising in Massachusetts that demonstrated the weakness of the Articles of Confederation.
Shays Rebellion.
That's correct for 10 points.
We had 15 points plus 20 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 3, everyone ready? In one book by this author, whatever it was, emits the noise, wara, 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 before being identified. Hannah.
Margaret Mitchell.
That's incorrect, and an interruption. Before being identified as a tiger. This author also wrote about a donkey who lives in a gloomy place. Tigger and Eeyore appear in works by, for 10 points, what author of The House at Pooh Corner? Luke.
A.A. Milne.
That's correct for 10 points. Your bonus in 3 parts. One of these objects, named Vesta, was visited by the Dawn spacecraft in 2011. For 10 points each, Part A. Name these minor planets, most of which are located between Mars and Jupiter.
Asteroids.
That's correct. Part B. In 2015, Dawn is visiting this dwarf planet in the asteroid belt.
Ceres.
That's correct. And Part C. Some M-type asteroids, such as Psyche, are made largely of these 2 metallic elements that are major components of the Earth's core.
Iron and nickel.
30 points, well done.
We had a -5 from Chiles and then 10 points plus 30 for Maclay.
Thank you. Toss-up number 4, everyone ready? This Supreme Court case consolidated cases such as Briggs versus Elliott and used the Clark-Dahl test. In this case, the court ordered an action be done with all deliberate speed. Jeffrey,
Brown versus the Board of Education.
that's correct. That's worth 10 points. Your bonus. For 10 points each, answer the following about William Wordsworth. Part A. He belonged to this group of Romantic poets, which was named after an English district that contained the northern fells. Captain? Need an answer.
No answer.
Okay, it's the Lake Poets. Part B. Wordsworth's London 1802 is an example of this 14-line poetic form, which also has Shakespearean and Petrarchan varieties.
Sonnet.
That's correct. Part C. Wordsworth wrote poems of this type to duty and imitations of immortality. These lyric poems are often written to praise a particular subject.
Ode.
That's correct.
10 points and 20 for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 5. A photon's energy equals its value for this quantity times Planck's constant. Alexander.
Frequency.
That's correct. And a power. Your bonus in 3 parts. These may be found invalid by federal courts for a number of reasons, including that they are anticipated by what is known as prior art. For 10 points each. Part A. Name these rights given by the government that permit inventors the exclusive use of their inventions for a specific period of time.
Patent.
10 points. Part B. In the United States, patents are granted by a government office that also registers this other form of intellectual property. This protection may be represented by the letter R in a circle.
Trademark.
That's correct. And Part C. This other major type of intellectual property gives the creator of a work rights to use and distribute it. The fair use doctrine may provide an exception.
Copyright.
10 points. Well done.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 6. Everyone ready? One of the symptoms of this disease is known as Koplik's spots. A 2015 outbreak of this disease in the United States. Mark?
Measles.
That's correct. And that is a power. Your bonus in 3 parts. In 1588, the Spanish Armada tried to invade England. For 10 points each, Part A, this Spanish king ordered the invasion.
Philip II.
That's correct. Part B, the invasion was an attempt to depose this Tudor monarch known as the Virgin Queen.
Elizabeth I.
That's correct. Part C, the Armada was defeated with the help of this English captain and explorer, the Vice Admiral to Lord Howard.
Drake.
Well done, 30 points.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Toss-up 7, everyone ready? A government building in this city was set on fire by Marinus Vanderloob in 1933. In 1961, an anti-fascist protection rampart was built in this city. Alexander?
Berlin.
That's correct. and that is a power. Your bonus in 3 parts. This thinker argued that freedom from absolute arbitrary power is so necessary that it is impossible for anyone to enslave himself with his own consent. For 10 points each. Part A. Name this English philosopher who made that argument in his second treatise of government.
Locke.
That's correct. Part B. Locke was a member of this school of philosophy, which holds that knowledge comes from sense experience. It is usually contrasted with rationalism.
Empiricist.
That's correct. And Part C. Locke's major epistemological work was an essay concerning the human variety of this intellectual faculty. David Hume wrote an inquiry concerning this faculty.
Human understanding.
30 points, well done.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 8, everyone ready? Olecranon bursitis causes swelling behind this joint, and subluxation of the radial head at this joint is called a nursemaid's one. Alexander?
The knee.
That's incorrect, an interruption. The brachioradialis is one of its flexors, and its main extensor is the triceps. The humerus forms part of, for 10 points, what hinge joint in the arm? Will.
Elbow.
That's correct, for 10 points. Your bonus in 3 parts. Humans have 12 cranial pairs of these structures that arise from the brain and brain stem. For 10 points each, Part A, name these bundles of axons that carry signals.
Neurons.
I'm going to have to say that's incorrect, it's nerves. Part B, conventionally, the first cranial nerve is the olfactory nerve, which carries information about this kind of perception.
Smell.
That's correct. And Part C, the first 2 cranial nerves, the olfactory and optic nerves, emerge from this part of the brain that is divided into 4 lobes: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital.
Cerebrum.
That's correct.
10 points and 20 for the bonus.
And you have a nag on.
And the -5 for Chiles.
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Toss-up number 9, everyone ready? This animal's name figures in the epithet of an English monarch who was succeeded by his younger brother, Geoffrey.
Lion.
That's correct. And a power. Your bonus in 3 parts. 2 nurses developed Ebola while treating a patient at this city's Presbyterian hospital. For 10 points each, Part A, name this Texas city that also had the first Ebola fatality on U.S. soil.
Dallas.
That's correct. Part B, the first Ebola patient diagnosed on U.S. soil, Eric Duncan, arrived here from this African nation that, as of October 2014, had the most cases and fatalities.
Liberia.
That's correct. And Part C, another U.S. case was a New York physician who had treated Ebola patients in Guinea while working with this Nobel Prize-winning medical humanitarian organization.
Doctors Without Borders.
30 points, well done.
15 points with 30 for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 10. One character in this novel keeps a dead animal in his pocket while fleeing the town of Hannah.
A mice and men.
That's correct, and a power. Bonus number 10 in 3 parts. The Great Depression began with an October stock market crash. For 10 points each, Part A, the crash occurred in which year?
1929.
1929.
That's correct. Part B, the crash took place during the presidency of this man who succeeded Calvin Coolidge.
Hoover.
That's correct. And Part 3, this 1930 tariff on imports, signed into law by Hoover, may have worsened the Great Depression by reducing the foreign goods available to American consumers?
Smoot Hawley.
30 points, well done.
15 points plus 30 for the bonus.
We are at halftime. Are there any substitutions for the teams? And can we have a score check, please?
I have Chiles with 130 and Maclay with 155.
Do you mean 230?
230, my apologies.
Oh my God.
230, 75.
Any other halftime matters before we proceed into the second half? Okay. Question number 11, all teams ready. This rapper parodied the notorious B.I.G. by showing a baby with an afro pick gazing toward a cloud-filled sky on an album. Riley,
Drake.
that's correct. And that's a power. Your bonus. The molecular formula for glucose is C6H12O6. For 10 points each, Part A. Since there are twice as many hydrogen atoms as carbon and oxygen atoms, this other type of formula for glucose is CH2O.
Empirical.
That's correct. CH2O is also the empirical formula for this 5-carbon sugar that puts the R in RNA.
Ribose.
That's correct. And Part C. Another compound with empirical formula CH2O is this acid found in vinegar.
Acetic acid.
Acetic acid.
Well done, 30 points.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 12, everyone ready? In July 2013, this company discontinued its RSS feed app called Reader. This owner of YouTube won a lawsuit. Mark?
Google.
Yes, that's correct, and a power. Your bonus. For 10 points apiece, name each of these people from Poland. Part A. Although he was a native of Poland, this author wrote such novels as The Secret Agent and Lord Jim in the English language.
Conrad.
That's correct. Part B. This romantic composer is best known for his works for solo piano, including such etudes as The Revolutionary and Winter Wind.
Chopin.
That's correct. And Part C. Along with her husband Pierre, this woman discovered the element polonium in the 1890s. In 1911, she was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
Curie.
Well done, 30 points.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 13, everyone ready? Meaning great house. This term referred to the palace until the 18th dynasty of the New Kingdom, when it became the title of kings who used cartouches to write their son of Ra names. Alexander.
Pharaoh.
That's correct. 10 points. Bonus number 13. For 10 points apiece, answer these questions about Ninth Symphonies. Part A. What German composer's ninth and last symphony ends with the setting of the poem Ode to Joy?
Beethoven.
That's correct. What Austrian composer completed his ninth symphony, nicknamed Great, but apparently left his eighth symphony in B minor incomplete at his death?
Mahler.
That's incorrect. It's Schubert. Part C. What nickname is given to Antonin Dvorak's Ninth Symphony, which he wrote while on a visit to the United States, where he was inspired by Native American and African American music?
New World.
That's correct for 10 points.
10 points and 20 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 14. Everyone ready? This network aired a series about the ACN anchor Will Mark.
HBO.
That's correct. And a power. Your bonus in 3 parts. This MI6 agent first used his iconic Walther PPK in 1962's Dr. No. For 10 points each, Part A, name this screen spy whose 24th film will be released in 2015.
James Bond.
That's correct. Part B, for 50 years, Bond has flirted with this secretary, portrayed for the first time as a field agent by Naomi Harris in Skyfall.
Penny something. The first name.
Time.
Captain?
Penny.
That's incorrect. It's Miss Moneypenny.
Penny.
And Part C, Bond's arch nemesis is Ernst Blofeld, the head of this international criminal organization.
Time.
Captain?
No answer.
Okay, it's Spectre.
15 points with 10 for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 15. Everyone ready? One character in this novel withdraws from school after the teacher, Mr. Davis, forces her to throw away a bag of pickled limes. A man nicknamed Laurie marries Amy in this novel after being rejected by Joe. Hannah,
Little Women.
that's correct, for 10 points. Your bonus? This river runs through Juba, J-U-B-A, in South Sudan before it merges with a similarly named river in Khartoum. For 10 points each, Part A, name this tributary of the Nile that flows through Lake Albert in Uganda.
Blue Nile.
It's incorrect, it's the White Nile. Part B, the White Nile flows out of this largest lake in Africa, which is bordered by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania.
Victoria.
That's correct. And Part C, Lake Victoria lies near Kampala, the capital of this country.
Just forgets one of the nations and
Time.
orders it.
Captain?
Tanzania.
Tanzania.
It's Uganda.
We had 10 points and 10 points for the bonus.
Thank you. Toss-up number 16, everyone ready? This river is crossed by the Chain Bridge and flows through a gorge called the Iron Gates. Its source is in the Black Forest and Will.
The Danube.
That's correct. And a power. Bonus number 16, 3 parts. The Qing dynasty, that's Q-I-N-G, instituted a series of restrictions on the importing of this drug. For 10 points each. Part A, identify this product of the poppy flower that shares its name with 2 wars fought between the Chinese and the British in the 19th century.
Opium.
That's correct. Part B, the British company of this name held a monopoly on opium production in and around Calcutta. The Dutch company of this name was also known as the VOC.
East India Company.
That's correct. And Part C, opium production was prominent in this region of the Indian subcontinent, which contains Calcutta and shares its name with the world's largest bay.
Bengal.
Well done, 30 points.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 17, this is a computational question. You will have 10 seconds to buzz in. Kevin wants to buy a shirt and needs to know the final cost. He lives in a state with a 6% sales tax, but has a 50% off coupon for a $25 shirt. By applying both the tax and the discount, he computes for 10 points what final cost? Alexander?
53%.
That's incorrect. Jimmy?
$13.25.
That's correct. 10 points. Bonus 17 is also math-related. Pencil and paper ready. Consider the function 1 over x which is also called the reciprocal function. For 10 points each, Part A, what is the inverse of the exponential function? I'm sorry, I'm going to start over. What inverse of the exponential function is the integral of 1 over x? You may omit the constant of integration.
The natural log of x.
That's correct. Part B, the reciprocal function is undefined at what integer?
X equals 0.
That's correct. Part C, when graphed, the reciprocal function produces what conic section whose eccentricity is always strictly greater than 1?
Hyperbola.
30 points, well done.
I had a -5 for Chiles and then a 10 points plus 30 for the bonus for Maclay.
I had finished the question, so I don't think
You
there's
had
enough.
finished?
Toss-up number 18, everyone ready? One statue of this figure was the first Renaissance freestanding Hannah?
David.
That's correct, 15. Your bonus in 3 parts. In 1853, this author published a key that contained facts and documents corroborating her best-known work. For 10 points apiece, Part A, name this author who attacked the institution of slavery in Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Harriet Beecher Stowe.
That's correct. Part B, this author of the memoir Black Boy referred to Stowe's novel in the title of his 1938 story collection, Uncle Tom's Children.
Langston Hughes.
That's incorrect. It's Richard Wright. Part C, Black Boy describes how Wright became disillusioned with communism while living in this Midwestern city, where the title character of Saul Bellows' novel, The Adventures of Augie March, was born.
Chicago.
That's correct, for 10 points.
15 points and 20 for the bonus.
Toss-up number 19, everyone ready? In January 2015, 4 hostages were killed by Amadi Coulibaly at a Jewish supermarket. I'm sorry, I'm reading you a bonus. I'm so sorry, y'all. Here's your toss-up. In one play by this author, Captain Bluntschli discusses cavalry charges after climbing into Raina Petkoff's bedroom. This author of Arms and the Man also wrote a play in which the... Luke?
Shaw.
That's correct. And now you get that bonus I started. 3 parts. Oh, I'm sorry.
You should read a new one, I'd say.
And that's worth 15 points. I'm sorry. Bonus 19. In January 2015, 4 hostages were killed by Amadi Coulibaly at a Jewish supermarket. For 10 points each, Part A, the attack occurred in Porta de Vincennes in this European nation. Captain?
France.
That's correct. Part B, 2 days earlier, 2 brothers killed 12, including Stéphane Charbonnier, in a shooting at the offices of this French satirical newspaper.
Charlie Hebdo.
That's correct. And Part C, following the Charlie Hebdo shooting, this 3-word phrase emerged as a slogan of solidarity and support of free speech. It was featured in the January 11th episode of The Simpsons.
Je suis Charlie.
That's correct.
15 points and 30 for the bonus.
Thank you. And your last toss-up of the day. These events used the touch test and spectral evidence, and their first fatality was Bridget Bishop. Giles Corey was killed during these events, which were Alexander?
Criticality events?
That's incorrect, and an interruption. Which were dramatized in Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible. For 10 points, what trial sought practitioners of magic in a Massachusetts town? Jimmy?
Salem witch trials.
That's correct, for 10 points. And your bonus. For 10 points apiece, give each of the following about the work of Euclid. Part A, his textbook, Elements, mainly covers this area of mathematics.
Geometry.
That's correct. Part B, the Euclidean algorithm finds this value given two numbers. For 15 and 24, this value is 3.
Lowest
Captain?
common factor.
That's incorrect, it's greatest common factor.
Least common.
It'll be 1.
And Part C, his lost text, Sudaria, covered logic, and in particular, these errors in reasoning, such as affirming the consequent and argument ad hominem.
Fallacies.
That's correct for 10 points.
It's 10 points and 20 points for the bonus.
We will get a final score. Fantastic round, all toss-ups answered. Well done, everyone.
Would you like me to say the final score?
Go ahead and announce, please.
We had Chiles with 355 and Maclay with 385.
Great job. Thank you all very much.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today and all of our competitors for being such good sports and playing so well. I would like to first point out some representatives from Leon County Schools who are here with us. Dr. Michelle Gale, who is the Director of the Division of Teaching and Learning, is here. And I'd also like to introduce Mr. Scotty Crow, our Assistant Superintendent for Schools, who would like to say some remarks. Y'all can clap.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. And again, I'd like, on behalf of the superintendent, and he sends his best wishes to you and all these fantastic competitors. It's been a great competition today. I want to thank all the folks that made this wonderful competition happen. It takes a lot to put on an event like this, a full-day event. It takes a lot of good people, a lot of good volunteers. But I think I'd be remiss if I didn't appreciate and thank Dr. Williams for making this happen. He really took the lead this year in making this happen. Let's all give Dr. Williams a big round of applause. I would say, and kind of the grandfather of this, and really this goes way back, we have a lot of history, Dr. Poulsen, and I know he's here, back here in the back. He really started this years and years and years ago from Rickards High School and really made this happen for all of us for generations to come. And we want to thank you for your leadership many years ago. Dr. Poulsen, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And so many others. Ricky Bell, our district student activities coordinator, he makes this event go every year, sees to it that everything's taken care of, that all the details are in place, that everybody's ready to go, and he always makes these events a great opportunity for us. Chiles High School, who was really responsible for making all the arrangements and volunteers and different things, we appreciate them. We would also always want to thank our host, TCC, for allowing us to use this facility. They're on spring break this week, so it always works out perfectly for Leon County schools and our surrounding schools to pull off this event, and they always are great hosts. And we want to appreciate the parents and other folks here supporting our students, supporting our schools, and we appreciate you. And last but not certainly least, I want to thank the folks that volunteer to make this event happen, our judges, our moderators, our runners, and those folks that just give up a day, give up their time, make this happen. We do this on a very, very shallow budget, no budget really at all, and we wouldn't be able to do it without our volunteers and our folks that make this happen. I do want to make sure, I know we're doing a lot of thank yous, but we, like I said, we have a lot of people that make this happen. We have a few main sponsors for this event that make this happen every year. They're always there with us. Certainly Envision Credit Union, Ms. Campbell, Ms. Bennett. We want to give Envision, our key sponsors, a big round of applause, and thank y'all for doing this with us today. Envision Credit Union. And as well. Ms. Costigan with the foundation. We want to thank Leon County Schools Foundation of Leon County Schools. Ms. Sheila Costigan, thank you for your support. As always, you do a great job. And again, great job to our competitors, and we've had a great day of competition. Dr. Williams, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so first I would like to recognize our third place winners today, our team from John Paul II, if you would please come up.
Sheila's going to present with that.
And Sheila Costigan from the Foundation for Leon County Schools is going to present you with your award. But this plaque reads, Leon County High School Brain Bowl, third place, presented by the Foundation for Leon County Schools, 2015.
I just want to say a few words.
Go ahead, yeah.
On behalf of the foundation, who are comprised of business volunteers and corporate businessmen and women who work hard to enhance the classroom, we just want to say thank you to the brilliant minds who are in this room today and to all the coaches and teachers and parents who make this all happen. What we have for the winners here is just a placeholder. It's just for photo opportunities. We'll have to send your checks to your school in the district mail or through the mail because we're not permitted to do that on stage. It's part of our nonprofit thing. But anyway, thank you for being who you are and for what you do. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done.
All right, and our second place winners today are from Chiles High School. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, y'all come up here in front of the podium. All right, and our winners today from Maclay School. There we go. Congratulations. 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 And I'd like to ask Ms. Caldwell from Envision Credit Union to please come up. And Dr. Smalls is here today, too, our Leon County Envisioneer. So I'd like to welcome both of them and thank you both for your participation and sponsorship. You can.
Just a couple
Yes,
words.
ma'am.
I'm back here. No, it's fine. It's fine. I just want to say thank you for allowing Envision to sponsor again the Brain Bowl this year. I was amazed. First time I've been able to attend. Envision's been supporting education since 1954, and there you are. Just very proud to be here and very proud of you all. Got to say, I was kind of rooting a little for Chiles because my daughter goes there, but I'm loving Maclay too. Good job, good job. Great job, guys.
All right, once again, thank all of you for coming out today and making this such a wonderful event. Y'all drive home safely, and we'll see you again next year.